Hello my dear students, welcome to English literature class. As you know very well, we are going to start with our second term today. So the chapter for today is chapter number 6 of class 6th on page number 39. So the name of the chapter is Lines Written in Early Spring. It's a poem written by William Wordsworth. Students, Lines Written in Early Spring is a landscape poem that is largely concerned with nature. This poem is composed in a form of ballet which consists of 6 4-line stanzas, each with its unique A-B rhyme scheme. So, the rhythm of this poem is constant. Students, see, this poem follows A-B rhyme scheme. I heard 1,000 blended notes while in a grove I sat reclined in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. So you can say this is A, blended notes, same as pleasant thoughts. So A, B, A, then B, then again A. Blended notes, pleasant thoughts. I sit reclined to the mind. So the sound of A and this line A is same. Reading from the first stanza, I heard 1,000 blended notes while in a grove I sat reclined in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. Students, first I would like to tell you, in this poem Wordsworth describes a bittersweet moment. The poem begins with lovely description of something melodious, something the reader can imagine the speaker enjoys. That means इस पोएम में जो वर्ड्सवर्थ है उसने एक बिटर स्वीट मोमेंट बताया है, मतलब अच्छा भी और थोड़ा सा कड़वा भी, ऐसा मोमेंट उसने डिस्क्राइब किया है. सो दिस इज़ अ लवली डिस्क्रिप्शन जो एक रीडर इमेज कर रहा है, जो एक रीडर की थॉट्स है और जो एक स्पीकर है उसको इंजॉय कर रहा है. दैट मीन्स वी विल इंजॉय रीडिंग दिस पोएम. सो Wordsworth sits in a small woodland grove. Grove means woodland, that means we can say a garden, and listen to the birds' songs. जो नरेटर है, जो पोइट है, वो एक गार्डन में बैठा है और बर्ड्स के सॉन्ग्स को सुन रहा है. While sitting in the lap of nature, the poet is very glad, but some sad thoughts came to his mind. And that thoughts we will discuss in our upcoming stanzas. जो पोएट है वो बहुत ज़्यादा खुश है क्योंकि वो नेचर में बैठा है, वो गार्डन को इंजॉय कर रहा है, बट साथ ही उसके माइंड में कुछ सैड थॉट्स आती है ह्यूमन माइंड को लेकर. ऑफ कोर्स द हैप्पी मूड केम फ्रॉम हिज बीइंग इन नेचर, but the sad mood came from his thinking about the sad condition of human beings. It was more so because man himself was responsible for this miserable condition. So, students, moving on the second stanza of this poem, to her fair works did nature link the human soul that through me ran, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. The poet in the second stanza takes a moment to state that nature is linked to humanity through the very idea of soul. That nature's soul is not that different from humanity. Although it has been forgotten by the rest of the world, it is man's natural state to be close to नेचर. इसमें पोइट हमें बता रहा है कि हमारी और नेचर की सोल सेम है, इसमें कोई भी डिफरेंस नहीं है. पर अब जो दुनिया है, जो लोग हैं, ये नेचर को एंजॉय करना, केयर करना भूल गए हैं. So, in these lines, the poet treats nature as a living being. He says that the nature links the human soul with her works through her sights and sounds. It was the same soul that ran through the poet as well. Man himself has made the life of his fellow human beings miserable. Students, moving to the third stanza of this poem, through primrose tufts in that green bower, the periwinkle trailed its wreaths, and it's my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. Students, in these lines, the poet treats flowers as if they were living beings. He says that at that shady place in the garden he saw a variety of flowers. Here the word primrose tufts is used. Primrose is a flower of yellow color and tufts means bunch. So bunch of primrose flowers in that green bower. Bower here means garden. The periwinkle trailed its wreaths, and it's my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. So, students, the poet looked at these beautiful flowers and thought they had life in them. He saw that the periwinkle formed a ring around the clusters of primrose flowers as if they were embracing each other. In these lines, the poet says this filled the poet with the faith that every flower in nature has life in it.